Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another rant about Once Human, although this one, I promise, this will be a lot shorter. You know, the wipe finally happened, the Great Reset, whatever you want to call it. It happened, and, well, I thought, you know, I might as well share my opinion. I mean, I did do 2 entire videos beforehand. I might as well, you know, continue on doing that. I do enjoy talking about this game. I am enjoying this game. Also, yeah. Look, I've spent money on this game too, so if that's not an indication that I actually am invested in this game, I don't know what else will convince you. Anyway, the reset happened. This is my current, well, calling it a base is a bit of a stretch, mostly because, well, it's still in phase 1 and there's literally no point in building a base. Anyway, in regards to what a lot of people have been saying in the previous videos, honestly, it's like people didn't watch the videos. Thankfully, you can actually check that, and yeah, I can see that most people didn't even fucking watch the video to the end. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. People just saw me talking about grinding being sucky in this game, and they think I'm just, wow, look, an idiot whines about game being grinding. Which, I mean, fair, but I'm not whining about how grindy it is, I'm whining about why it's grindy, because there's no reason for it to be so grindy since you don't actually get anything from the grind. As I was saying, they added a bunch of events. One of them is the racing event, which is, well, I'll be honest, is not that impressive, but hey, free Star Crumb, you know, free Star Crumb, who gives a shit? Point is, I will give you now a very good example about what I mean about being grindy game with a purpose, and, well, one of the best examples is Warframe. If you've played Warframe, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The game is very grindy, everyone can say that, no one's gonna deny it, but the difference is that you grind for new weapons, you grind for frame parts, you grind for gear, whatever, you know? Over here, you, well, doesn't matter what you grind. I mean, yeah, you grind for mods, but that's basically it. That is the only thing you get, and overall, like, this is a point that a lot of people actually brought up in the comments of the last video, that yes, you grind for extra mods, but I'll be honest, grinding to make my weapon 0.3% stronger is not that big of a draw for me, at least. I know that a lot of people really enjoy the min-maxing portion, you know, getting a mod for this that is like 0.2, 0.5, maybe a whole % better. I'll be honest, it's not that important for me. And I'll be honest, considering the wipe does not actually remove your mods and you can carry over your calibrations, which means you do carry over your builds. And most people actually do have broken fucking builds. You can find them on YouTube all over the place. People love publishing those. But the point is... There we go, personal... Okay, there we go. Let's see if I unlocked something. Wilderness Express. Nope. Hey, I did. Activated. So yeah, this is a weekly thing. It resets once a week. So hey, look at that. Essentially a stable weekly way to earn 500 Star Crumb. That's what I'm talking about. That's an event I would want to do. You know, I'd want to do this because I get Star Crumb out of it. That's a resource that I'll need to, you know, upgrade weapons. This is a good step forward into what I was talking about. Other ones, well, I completed this one. The cards, well, yeah, I unlocked it, but I don't think those reset, so not much of a big point to it. Either way, that's not what I'm talking about. The racing event is a step in a good direction, but when it comes to grinding, like, a lot of people I know already have a complete build. Fair where's fair though. Yeah, like some people would want to build I don't know, a build around a different weapon, so yeah, they'll probably grind for mods for that one, and so on and so forth. But I'll be honest, that is literally the only thing you can grind for. There's nothing else to grind for. That's what I was complaining about. I mean, again, yeah, it's not really a fair comparison that I'm doing, okay? I am aware. You will not need to point it out. Yes, Warframe or even Fallout 76, which I used the comparison before. Yeah, they're like, Fallout has been around for like what, 7 years now? Warframe has been around over a decade, or so. Yeah, like, it's really unfair. This game just came out and it still has a lot of growing to do. But yeah, why I'm making this video? Yeah, the wipe. The wipe happened, and I'll be honest, it was the biggest letdown. It was the biggest letdown. I'm sorry. A lot of people would disagree. Nah, it was one of the biggest letdowns in this game. Mostly because they did the developers are nice. I like the developers, all right? I enjoy the fact. Hold on, Why am I stuck driving backwards? Oh, thank you. Where was I? The developers are really nice. I love how open they are with the community. Like they got the dev videos. Like they try to inform everyone what's going on. They look like really good devs. All right, they look like really good devs. And honestly, I don't really know much about them. I suspect they have a small team, or they're just, I don't know, we're underprepared. It could be that. Because I'm frankly quite shocked that they did not actually have the first reset, you know, prepared for. They were not prepared for it. The entire premise of the wipes, if people could remember, is that every season you will have a new scenario. And every new scenario, you're gonna have, I don't know, different modifiers, probably different maps, different elements, and so on and so forth. But as it happened, they didn't have that ready. They did not have that ready. We're just doing the Manibus all over again. This time on a hard difficulty, which, I'll be honest, also was a bit of a letdown, if you ask me. So yeah, we're just doing the same thing again. Which I understand why I'm not the only one. I know that a lot of people were actually upset. Like, in my server where I was before, we actually formed like a little community around the game, which was amazing. It's a really cool thing. But yeah, the entire community was kind of split. I know that a few people just literally decided to leave the game and come back when the next scenario is gonna actually drop, which for PvE servers should be around October, like September for PvP players. So they're in luck in that. Thankfully, we will be able to just bail on this season and join the new scenario, which is the saving grace. But the fact is, like, it's gonna drop, like, I don't know, around probably phase 4 or phase 5. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I already completed phase 1. Didn't take very long. Like, I explored the entire map, finished the bosses. The streamlined, in case if you were not doing that, if you pick the streamlined story, yeah, you don't need to do the main story quests. The side quests are instantly completable. You get all rewards. You just gotta approach them and complete them automatically. You don't have to play through them. So that essentially sped up the entire process, like drastically. I literally did not need to do any of the side quests, but I still got the rewards for it. So that's pretty neat. But again, I'm not trying to insult the devs or, I don't know, say something bad about them. I'm just saying that to me, it seems like they were heavily underprepared. Because, look, the main premise of the game is the seasonal wipes, right? That was the whole premise. That's how they marketed it. They said it from day one. Every season, you'll get wiped sent to, like, level 1, and you will play a different scenario. So I'm a bit baffled at the fact that they just did not have a scenario ready. I don't know whether they had delays. I'm not a developer, but what I do know from development is that the team is usually split off. One section works on the Q&A of the game, you know, bug fixes, sorting things out, so on and so forth, and another section actually works on the new content. I don't know if they did this split or not. I have no clue. To me, it feels like they didn't do it because, like, yeah, the main premise has not been delivered, is what I'm saying. Do I think the game is bad now? No, I just feel quite let down. The wipe is not as bad as people feared. I mean, I did the wipe. I joined the new server. You get to keep a lot of things, which is a relief. I got to transfer a lot of my deviants, which is nice. Especially the more difficult ones to acquire. In fact, I actually still have enough points to transfer a lot of other things. Like, I transferred a chainsaw and a drill, which is highly advised for everyone who is doing the wipe. Because, yeah, that speeds up your resource acquisitions really a lot. By a lot. Like all the stuff that I had, all the calibrations, I already transferred the one I need. All the foods. I mean, it all costs. It all costs essentially, like a certain amount of points. Transferring weapons, absolutely useless. It costs like 11,000, so half of your capacity is just gonna be gone. I'd rather transfer like a maybe a different deviant later on. I've no freaking clue. Like transfer this one or that one. Still gonna be better. Like for the generators. They did say they were planning on actually coming up with a way to fuse your deviants to level them up or something. I'm not sure what kind of system they're going to be using, but they did tease that. They did talk about them implementing such a feature, so that's going to be awesome. But essentially, yeah, like transferring weapons and armor, completely useless. Don't fucking bother. Transfer the calibration, transfer the deviants to make your life easier in the next phase, and yeah, just keep on moving. It's fairly simple. All this stuff, yeah, it's gonna be in your Eternal Land. You could transfer some of it. You could. I see no reason to do that. You can literally just farm that again. Pretty inconsequential. Overall, yeah, the wipe wasn't that disruptive as, not as bad as I expected. In fact, I did kind of enjoy going back to level 1 and, you know, getting different specializations and so on. Like this time, I definitely did not get lucky with some of them. But, you know, it's still pretty good. It definitely, the mimetic specializations of everything affects your playstyle the most, I feel like. Like this time I can process the Stardust Ore. Last time I didn't get this specialization, this time I did, so that's gonna affect quite a bit more. So it's pretty neat, but what I'll say is that I still would have preferred getting a new scenario. Because yeah, I've played through this scenario. Yeah, they added hard mode. Is it hard? Not really. I think, yeah, you take a little bit more damage. Some of the pollution affects you more. And they added anomalies, which to be honest were kind of a letdown, if you ask me. Because they're not as frequent as you would think they are. If you know what I mean. So far, I've completed phase 1. And I've encountered only 4, and I'll be honest, they don't really, like, they basically act like unique elite enemies, and they drop the same thing, is what I'm saying. Like, there's not really much of a point to farm them, is what I'm saying. Not much of a point, or even incentive to do so. So, that's a bit of a letdown, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, maybe they could have done something more interesting. Hell if I know. But overall, like, look, I really hope that's not gonna happen next time, is what I'm saying. Because, look, this is the premise of your game. New season, new scenario. That's the premise, right? And that wasn't delivered. Yeah, look, some people would disagree. Maybe a lot of people would disagree. But I personally think that increasing difficulty is not new content. It is not new content. I complained about that back in the season, in the first season with the phases. Like this one, yeah. You start with this, it's some areas are locked, then it unlocks the rest of the map, and then difficulty uppage, difficulty up, and difficulty up. Like all this does is up the difficulties and adds an extra event with more bosses. Which, to be honest, I don't feel like it's, like, you know, actually giving you more difficulty. The anomalies are probably going to be more relevant once they add hard mode to dungeons and bosses. Because, I don't know, probably is going to introduce some enemies that are, you know, anomalies, that you need a specific damage type or a specific weapon skill to actually harm them. That's basically what anomalies are. In fact, I could just literally show it to you right now. There it is, anomaly. There's the phase anomaly, only shrapnel damage, and the cradle override anti-phase. That's the only thing that can actually hurt those enemies. Or the coherence, deviants are invincible, unless you activate bullseye on them. Which is why I'm carrying a crossbow. This crossbow adds bullseye if I hit them. So that completely removes the whole point of the anomaly. That's neat. I can beat them. But the point is not really much of a reason to beat them, they're more annoying. But otherwise, probably in dungeons they're gonna be a a bigger challenge. I assume they're gonna implement them. If not, that's gonna be another letdown. But yeah, it's not like I'm gonna quit the game. I'm still gonna keep on playing. I'm waiting. At this point, I'm not really getting invested in this. Not really, because, yeah, this is not the scenario I was hoping for. It's still the same thing. So I'm hoping for the next scenario, which apparently is gonna be happening on this side of the map or in the mountains, because they did the PvE scenario. They did talk about temperature mechanics, where you could freeze to death or something. So who the hell knows? I'm certainly looking forward to it. I just wish it would be happening now instead of in October. But yeah, the whole point I was making all that time ago in the first video is that unfortunately right now people are already leaving the game. Like, I know most of them will probably be back by October for the next scenario, when the new scenario will actually drop. A good portion of it is part of the natural drop-off that every game has. Like, it's natural, it's normal, but I also know that a good portion of the drop-off is because, yeah, the developers kind of didn't deliver on what they promised, so, well, hopefully next time they'll do better. I mean, what else can I say? That's what I can hope for, and I hope that the devs will also deliver on that. Like, I understand that they were busy with bug fixes, balancing issues, all that stuff that all the developers do, like adding the controller support, adding new content. But I'm just saying, the new scenario mechanic is part of your main premise. You should have focused on that a little bit more, in my opinion. Or, I don't know, release the game, you know, a little later to ensure that you actually have the first season already covered. I don't know, I'm not a developer. So, yeah, I'm basically talking out my ass. So, yeah, I'm just a fucking schmuck on the internet. The hell do you want from me? I'm not an expert on the matter. I'm just saying that from the point of view of a consumer. And yes, I am a consumer. I fucking bought the dumbass fucking bike skin. So yes, that makes me a consumer. I paid for some of the content in this game. Sure, it's skins, but look, if you want to grab me by the balls, offer me a fucking Ghost Rider bike, and yeah, I'll pay for it. Sorry. Like, if you want Dell to pay for your microtransactions and shit, yeah, just put a fucking flaming bike. I have to get it. Sorry. That's my main weakness when it comes to microtransactions. Now, if they would have added me like a cool-ass fucking flaming skull skin, I'll buy that too. I want to be Ghost Rider. Why the fuck not? Beyond that, they've added a bunch of quality of life improvements. As you can see, there's now a grid. You can turn it off and place it whenever you want, but if you are, I don't know, you got OCD and you love symmetrical bullshit to line everything up all perfect, you got a grid now. Quality of life improvements. Like, I'm glad that they were working on this. Like, I'm super happy about it. It will make base building a lot more fun, because you now have an actual, like, world grid you can attach things to. That's fucking genius. Good. They should have done that from the start. I'm glad it's in the game now. Like, I'm glad they're adding good things and improving the quality of life features of the game. But I'm just saying, you should have focused a little bit more on the main content of your game, the main premise, as they say. But, well, that's basically all I had to say, anything I had to go about. I don't want to make another fucking 40-minute rant video. That's a bit too much, even I have to admit it. I don't think anyone watched it till the end. That was a bit too long. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on the wipe and how the devs handled it. Overall, I still enjoy the game. Like, I'm still gonna be playing the next phases. I'm still gonna be playing phase 2, phase 3 or 4, or whichever phase is gonna be when the new scenario is gonna drop. And then I'm gonna bail it and move to the new scenario, because I want the new content. And hopefully they'll actually, I don't know, I doubt they'll listen to me. But I also know I'm not the only one who's talking about, you know, extra content with the events and how to balance it out. So maybe they'll listen, maybe they'll be aware of it. So let's hope they will be. Let's hope they will be. Either way, thank you for watching. Sorry for taking your time again with another rant, but hey, I'm invested in this game. I enjoy it, and look, I just want it to be better, right? I don't hate the game. I don't hate the developers. Like, they're really good at what they're doing, but I feel like they were a bit underprepared. Like, it was a little bit undercooked when it comes to the new scenario. And that's not a harsh criticism, okay? A lot of people feel the same. A lot of people feel kind of let down and disappointed by the fact that we don't actually get a new scenario by the season's end. a lot of people were hyped up and excited. And since I've been with my community, server community, like we were talking in the Discord and all that, and when they announced that there's not going to be a new scenario, oh man, so many people were actually put down by that. Like a couple people even just left. They said, I'll be back when the new scenario drops. So let's hope they do better next time, that, you know, they'll keep on schedule. And yeah, we'll see where that takes us. So thank you for watching. Sorry for taking your time again. Bye-bye, everyone. Have an awesome night, day, whatever. And thank you for listening to me ranting about a game I enjoy. Bye-bye.